You have to look at someone that look like a freak to you and weird. Because of how far they went.
Okay.
These irreversible things. That's the cross that they have to bear. But it don't mean they can't go to heaven.
That's right. My Savior Jesus. My Savior Jesus.
He came to save all flesh. Whoever all that's willing to come.
Savior God.
There's some people who are going to do some things that they should never do.
Wow.
Just like some of your testimonies. Amen. The 7 and 8 abortions and the 100 men you slept with. And the same sex and the things that, some of your testimony that's not outwardly seen, but inwardly known.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
So you get a man who's been born again, who slept the same amount of man as that transgender. What's the difference? Uh-oh.
Oh, God. Amen.
He said, and my resurrection power going to pour into a new community. That means you're going to see a church that don't look like a church. When you see them getting out the car, oh, look at these freaks. Oh, look at that pimp. Or 2 earrings, or braids, or tattoos. But what kind of church is that? It's the new community. It's the new community. It ain't going to look like you think it looks. It's the rainbow, but the rainbow is not as pretty as you thought it was. Sometimes from a natural perspective. I know the rainbow you see,
Yes.
But there's a rainbow coming in of people who come from perverted tendencies and perverted lifestyles and, and prison and homeless and meth and crack and cocaine and heroin. And they're going to need people who feet on the ground. They're going to need ordained ministers who feet on the ground to teach them boundaries. The God in the ministers have to increase and the God in the pulpit kind of decrease in terms of work. When you get a new community, one person can't do that. He said resurrection give a report to a new community. 3, the understanding of the coming of Jesus as fulfillment of the promise of the scriptures. That means this 66 books is a more sure word of prophecy. How dare you call a number? How dare you go to a witch house? How dare you get a Ouija board and holding grandma's hair in your hand looking for a word? How dare you all assemble yourselves hollering, Mama, come talk to us.
My Savior Jesus.
He said this 66 books is a more sure word of prophecy. How dare you not know if I open my mind up to Christ and read my Bible, I get a word today. And then we used to go to Elder Washington and Elder Glover and spiritual fathers say, the Lord told me this morning. And they'll look at us and tell us whether it was God or not. Amen. And I love that. They'll put you back on your knees. Now, show me where you got that from. Okay, now, let's look at that again. Or they'll say, now that was God.
My Savior Jesus.
This book is a more sure word of prophecy.
Help us now.
He said, and this resurrection power will bring you an understanding of the coming of Jesus as fulfillment of the promises of the scriptures. Jesus is coming back one day.
Yes, He is.
I know they're trying to act like He's not, and that God is dead.
Amen.
But that's a heaven and hell waiting for us.
Amen.
And Jesus is coming back one day. He's coming back
again.
again.
Yes, He is.
Just like He said.
Yes, He is.
For we must see and understand the apostolic mission.
Help us now.
Meaning the sending out of the Christian or the born again community to the world. No. There's a people who if you send them out, they won't come back. I can tell you that now. There's a people who can't hand out tracts and keep their pants up. They can't hand out tracts and testify and keep their dress down. I've been doing this a long time. There's the people who can't go visit another church without thinking they need to leave their own church home. Right. Without thinking they're not judging their own church and their own. Right. See, they do like this over here, then you stay there.
Right. Amen. Amen. Yeah.
God said there's a born again people I can send out. And they'll come back just like I sent them out. He said, I resurrected them from the dead in so much I can trust them.
Okay.
To use my name.
My Savior.
And to not glory in that, but glory rather that their names is written in the Lamb's book of life and come right back and sit down. We'll preach our cuss, our prophesy, lay hands and get offerings and come back to church and have to sit in the audience. And thank God we was in the house of God.
Well, God, thank you.
I seen the ones who got a preaching engagement and came back in and thought they belonged in the pulpit.
My Savior Jesus.
You have to be invited up here.
Listen now. Listen now. Listen now.
We have to be invited to sit up here.
My Savior.
We have to be invited to. We had to
Yes.
come tell us, hey, young man, we want you up close on that. Sit in the pulpit for now.
Okay, listen.
You have to be invited.
Listen now. Listen now.
And not like how you act in the art, how you act and how loud you pray and how much you talk.
My Savior Jesus.
But still water run deep.
My God
And
today.
spirit no spirit.
My God today. My Savior today.
And God can send you out and you do what he said, and you come right back and meet him.
My
As a
Savior.
matter of fact, you don't want to eat when you come back. You don't want to talk when you come back until you first go to him and say, thank you for how you use
Listen
me.
now, yes.
Now I bind transferring spirits and spiritual retaliation and sanctify me, re-sanctify me,
Yes,
clean me
God.
before I touch anybody.
Yes, God. Yes, God.
Make sure this devil has this crept back in here with me,
My
God.
God today.
That's the apostolic mission.
Yes.
What do you mean the apostolic? It's an outward mission. It's a going forth.
My Savior.
That means we won't be locked in.
Thank you, Jesus.
It's an apostolic
Hey, God, thank you.
move of God.
Let your will be done.
And you're not going to be sent out if you sleeping in service. And sent out if you can't pray during the week. And sent out if you can't make it to Bible study. And understand demonic activity in the world today. And sent out if you can't pay your tithe.
My Savior, you help us.
See, God judge all
Listen
things.
now, help us.
So you can't be ruler over small things. You know you can't handle me.
God, you help us today, God. Help us, Savior. Thank you.
See, folks want God to move mountains and they only talk to him 2 minutes a day.
My Savior.
They even got weird books out like how to get close to God in 5 minutes and how to do this in 2 minutes. This is not a workout.
Savior today.
See, you don't have 30 minutes now, but we're going to get you in shape in 5 minutes. Not me.
My God today. Savior, help us.
Resurrection is presented as the culmination or the highest point that can be reached of the biblical story of human captivity and God's deliverance. Resurrection is not just, it's the culmination. When God raised you, it raised Christ from the dead, it was the culmination. It was the highest point that can be reached.
Yes.
Is to die. He that tried to save his life will lose it. You know how we were scared to let our life go? Because, it's like God.
Yes.
It's like one time, let me give to you the natural perspective. A guy hollered at me in the gym. And the devil told me slap him. What? And I said, if I don't confront him, he gonna do it again. Now, mind you, my second or third year at my home church, I had a fight in the church gym. I felt like if I didn't do this, he'll do it again. Then the next time I went to another gym and the guy hollered at me, I said, if I don't confront him, he'll do it again. Because I'm not trusting the fact that God, you're going to handle this or fight my battles for me.
Okay.
If I don't handle this, he going to do it again. So I had this thing about saving my own life.
Okay.
He started teaching me if you try to save your life, you're going to lose it.
My Savior Jesus.
It's like what we're telling blacks today. It's a posture you have to take. It's a way you have to handle things. And you won't die. If you comply, you won't die. Lift your hands, I lift them. Step out the car, I do. Put my hands on the steering wheel, I do. Pull over, I did. You know what I mean? Here you go. Comply and you won't die. Since you're looking at, you see how things are working for you, comply and you won't die. He that try to save his life will lose it. But he that loses life or die will gain it. He says that in this resurrection experience, resurrection is the highest point you can have.
Yes.
To die to self.
Yes.
To die to self. Look at the one that you say, to die to self.
To die to self.
That's the highest thing you can do in that's the highest point. To start dying to self.